What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Down South Sports channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So, Steven Jackson. It's time to get over it, bro. So, Danny Green was on the podcast All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Actually, a very good podcast. I enjoy it. But every time somebody affiliated with the San Antonio Spurs comes on that show, Steven Jackson feels the need to take over and let everybody know about his experience with the Spurs and his bitterness towards us. Now, the guy claims to love Pop and have all the respect in the world for Pop, but he's shown history of talking bad about the Spurs, specifically Tony Parker, in multiple scenarios. So, for anybody who doesn't know, Steven Jackson was with us in 2003 when we won our second championship and was actually a big part of that team. Game 6, final closeout game against the Nets. We were down by, I think, 18, and it was really Steven Jackson who kind of led that kind of run that we went on to close out that game and send David into retirement with the championship. So I want to preface this by saying I love Steven Jackson. I loved Steven Jackson when he was with Spurs. He was one of those dogs. We didn't offer him the best contract, and he felt the need that he needed to walk, which is fine. He didn't want to come back. He wanted more money. It happens, right? We can't offer everybody that amount of money that, these players were getting paid at the time. And he decided to walk to go to Atlanta for more money. Fine. Years down the line, right, we bring him back in 2012. So excited to have Steven back. Again, loved Steven, loved his intensity. And in 2013, he wasn't getting a lot of playing time, and he got cut. And that's when we brought on Tracy McGrady going into that 2013 playoffs. Well, Danny Green was on the show again today, and Steven Jackson felt the need to kind of take over and explain that in 2013, if he would have been on the Spurs, that he would have got that rebound and the Spurs wouldn't have lost. He then goes on to talk about how selfish Tony Parker was, and he's the reason the Spurs didn't have more championships. And if Steven Jackson was here, they'd have more championships and more success. This has been an ongoing thing with Steven Jackson. DeJounte Murray, LaMarcus Aldridge, now Danny Green have all been on the show, and he's taken the time to bash the Spurs organization. I don't know if Steven Jackson knows this or not, and he should. But the Spurs have won 4 championships without him. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is when he says he got cut in 2013, the conversation that Pop had with him. He says that Pop brought him into the office after a practice and told him, hey, you're not going to get playing time, but I'm going to bring in the guys who are, and I want you to tell them that they're better than you. I don't know if that happened. I don't know that I believe anything Steven Jackson says anymore. But then he goes on to saying that he thinks he's better than Hall of Famer Ray Allen. He was better than Manu. Better than Tony Parker. So let's look at this, right? Tony Parker, multiple-time All-Star, Hall of Famer. Manu Ginobili, multiple-time All-Star, Hall of Famer. Ray Allen, multiple-time All-Star, Hall of Famer. Steven Jackson was none of those. He was a good player, but he was a role player, and that's it. Okay? So Steven Jackson is like a bad ex-girlfriend that goes all over social media saying, oh, my love, this, my love, the person I'm with, I love like crazy. And then The minute something goes left, they're on social media being messy, saying what a horrible person that was. We all know that person. Y'all know that person. Steven Jackson really needs to get over it and leave it alone already. The Spurs are have a franchise that everybody wants to, have a motto of. And Steven Jackson went on to have a role player career. And the people that he's bashing and saying he was better than are Hall of Famers. Steven Jackson, stop already. It's embarrassing. You look silly. At one point on today's show, Danny Green was talking, Steven Jackson interjected with something, and Matt Barnes had to tell him, hey, let's get his perspective. We've heard yours. That's his one of his best friends and co-host telling the dude, hey dude, I've heard this crap before. Chill out. Let Danny tell his story. When it comes to that kind of stuff, even Matt Barnes is probably tired of it. Dude, we've all heard the story. Get over it. We know you're bitter. It is what it is. Steven Jackson, please stop embarrassing yourself. We had our run. You won a championship here. We love you for it. Get over it, bro. Let your ex go. We don't love you anymore. We don't want you anymore. We had fun, but it's over. Stop. Okay? All right. Thank you. Spurs fans, draft. Less than a month. How we feeling? A lot of trade talk. A lot of KD talk now. What are y'all thinking? Drop a comment. Let me know. You know how we end this thing. Peace, love, and go Spurs go.